Thank you so much for
And
saying.
action, everybody. Let's get ready
Oh,
to
okay.
go.
I have to go now.
Okay, going for the
Hold on.
nice.
You okay? Do I like no shiny nose, right? No, boss, first episode.
Three,
Thank you.
1.
Hello and welcome to Forward 40 TV.
1, 2, 3.
I am Judette Coward, and you are watching the very first episode of our Life and Style show. Okay, so maybe not our first. You see, for the past year and a half, we have existed as a blog in our digital space, forward40.com. We're still there, of course, but we're also here right in your living rooms as well. This is our big dream come true. And as you can imagine, we've put a lot of thought into it, really a lot. For example, my directors told me to sit here, right here in this exact spot and not move an inch. Paula, who is my makeup artist, has told me not to crinkle here, so this shows. My script writer has told me to stick to the script and the many revisions we've made to it, but we'll see about that one. All jokes aside, my Forward 40 team is very much like my family, and now you get to be a part of it. Think of it as us starting a brand new relationship. I am committed to being here every single week for a while, and I hope you too will commit. And if you're not, or if you're going to be late, please call me and let me know. So what is Forward 40 all about? This show is here to help you grow more graceful, more beautiful, and more successful as you age. And we don't just mean makeup tips and boring corporate jargon. Nope. This show is so much more. We have food, we have fashion, we have technology, skincare, we have success stories, and we have cats. Like, seriously, cats. We even have sparklers and confetti and party pans, and to top that all off, we have cake. We're not talking about eating cake. We're talking about the people who actually make a life out of creating the most amazing concoctions. Juliette Petit is the owner of a gorgeous patisserie and cafe called Le Jardin. Recently, Juliette, who is well into her 50s, opened the Baking Academy, a training school for chefs and those who love to bake. I asked Juliette what kind of courage it took to start something new when perhaps the people around her thought she should be winding down and not starting up at 50 plus. When we come back, I'll ask Juliette to define what success means to her. Her answer, I think, will absolutely floor you. Stay tuned. Before the break, I mentioned that Juliette Petit, a lifelong entrepreneur and risk taker, decided to open Trinidad and Tobago's first baking academy at age, would you believe, 59? As I was chatting with her at Le Jardin, she brought up her definition of success, and I thought to myself, like, wow, really wow, how wonderful would it be if we saw success the way she sees it? Here's her take. How do you define success?
I don't know, we're very concerned with success. I think success comes after you've done it well. I think a lot of people go into things and think, I'm going to be successful. But I'm not sure that that is necessarily the way that it works. I think you've got to, and people define success. you can think of a million things, but your customer defines your success because they're the ones who's going to have to buy into it. So you can imagine a million things. The Baking Academy has not necessarily gone the way that I have imagined it. It is still being formulated by the people who come.
Yeah.
And your customers and you are relevant only insofar as others make you relevant. Because I could think the world of it. But if no one is interested in embracing what I have created, then it can't be a success. So does that make me not successful? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Does that make you not successful? It's a question that you wrestle with as you go through many parts of being an entrepreneur. Elon Musk, I mean, I look at Oprah. Oprah was somebody that I never really liked until I got into the Baking Academy. Because I remember when she went off to open her own studio, nobody thought it would work.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm sure she
and it didn't at
with
first.
it, and it didn't.
It didn't at first, so she had to
It didn't. She had to rethink
her model.
and that's when to me, that defines success. When I look at someone by the name like Elon Musk, who is willing to risk everything that he has for the things that he believes can work, then is that success? Suppose it doesn't work and he loses everything. Is he a failure? I'm not sure how it works. So I'm not sure how to define. I don't have an answer to that yet.
So the next time you think something is not successful, maybe it was something simple like dinner that you might have kind of sort of burnt, or something serious like a business plan that didn't quite work out the way you wanted it to. Stop and ask yourself, is it only unsuccessful because of the way other people saw it? Or what lesson can you learn from your failure that will allow you to grow in ways that you never even imagined? If you want to see more of my interview with Juliet, head over to my blog, forward40.com, subscribe, and you will get the full interview delivered straight to your inbox. Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, you're watching Forward 40 and I am Judat, still savoring that quote, especially the part where she said, "We are all meant to shine as children do." Now, another thing that children do pretty darn well, and actually we've all done it at some point in our lives, is art and craft. And what I'm about to show you is something that will allow you to tap into your childlike self, but the end result is so far from amateurish. Think of it as art and craft meeting your dreams and giving birth to a vision board. So here are a few tips to help you create yours. There are 3 things I like to do before I start creating my vision board. First, I like to set the mood, and that for me is being surrounded by things that smell beautiful, like a candle or my Muji. Now is not the time to have your phone close by, so I turn mine off. This allows me the space to be introspective. Next, I sit down with a book and a pen. Yes, I'm old school like that. And I make a list of my feelings and core values that govern my behavior and life. I use this as the starting point for my bigger vision. Then I write down how I see myself. You should do this too, but you have to be really honest here. Are you outgoing? Are you introverted? Are you empowered? Are you timid? Are you unforgiving? Are you thoughtful? Be specific and honest with your assessment. It will help you to think about how you can activate parts of yourself or acquire a skill that will allow you to actualize your vision. The third thing that I do is to remind myself of a self-empowered affirmation that motivates me. So I write down a favorite quote that I live by. The actual creating of the vision board usually takes up a weekend of fun activity. So I bring the glue next to me on my images, I cut and I paste. And it's usually quite cheerful, but also don't forget, there's great meaning in looking at the images. And because you did a lot of the prep work before, this part is also really important. If you find yourself looking at an image that creates a feeling of inadequacy, like, oh no, why don't I have that? Or you begin to feel envious, leave that image out of your board. You just don't want those negative feelings eating up all the good vibes you are laying down on your board. Also, try to notice any blocks that come up. So if you're cutting out an image of your vacation home, but you're still paying the mortgage on your first, and you still have a way to go, then go back to the drawing board and add saving up for vacation as one of your goals, in addition to getting it. See, your vision has to be aligned with your actions. So I am using this particular board for my vision board, which is actually just a piece of plywood that I found in the hardware, and I painted it blue. You can use corkboard or chalkboard or even a poster board. I'm going to add, just to make it just a little bit more beautiful, I'm going to add some crown molding to the top and to the sides. But you don't have to do that if you don't want to, because, you know, even for a chalkboard or a corkboard, they usually come framed. But I'm just going to add crown molding, as I said, just to make it more aesthetically pleasing. Now for all the practical stuff when you're assembling all the things for your board. Think about the material of your board and which application is easiest. Will you need glue, pins, tape, or blue tack? As for your visual images, you can find those from any of the magazines you have lying around the house. As for me, I turn to Instagram and Pinterest to find my sources of visual inspiration. Oh my gosh, look, ooh, I found one. You can also cut out words from magazines or cards that speak to you, or you can make up words with individual cut out letters. This is the place where you can basically do anything you want. But for my vision board, I sourced a bunch of images and I resized them into squares so that I had some structure. I also bought cards with inspirational messages. Once I had everything sized appropriately, I divided my board into a grid and pasted the images in order. And that's it. My vision board has come to life. I placed my vision board in a very public space, so when you enter my living space, you can see it from all angles of my room. And I did that very deliberately because when my family and friends come over, they can see it, they can ask questions about it, and that keeps me accountable. But of course, you don't have to have your vision board in a public space. You can have it in your bedroom or even at the back of your closet. Just remember, if it's there, to take it out and every once in a while, just look at it and refresh yourself and refresh your mind and your memory about what your intention is all about. That was so much fun. It took me back to my childhood and those craft projects I loved doing in primary school. But what I want you to get from it is that when it comes to success, you have to be intentional with what you want. A vision board helps you to be specific about your goals, and I really believe that when your dreams are visually represented on something, the more committed you are to making them come true and bringing them to life. If you want to see more of my video on how I actually create my vision board, head over to forward40.com, subscribe, and you will get the video delivered straight to your inbox. Okay, coming up next, something that's beautiful, jet black, and kinky. Can you guess what that is? know that most women hate having curly hair. And if it's kinky, well, the dislike is almost double. Thankfully, that's in the past, because if you look around at every street corner, at work, or in the boardroom, you will find women with their gorgeous, coily tresses out. So we thought, why not do something that celebrates the many ways women are rocking their curls? So we took the beautiful Fayola Denoon, gave her some amazing hair care products, and asked her to create 3 bold looks that would take her through her entire work week. Here's what she came up with. Doesn't she look stunning with that beautiful afro? Made me yearn for the days when I had mine. And oh, what? Are we done? Oh my gosh, my director's telling me it's time to wrap it up. Oh no, is that all the time we have? Yeah, okay, so I guess this is it for today, lovelies. It has been great having you with me, talking about success and confidence in everything from your life to your hair. Head over to our digital platform, forward40.com, for more videos and more life and style inspiration. And see you soon with our brand new episodes of Forward 40 TV. Bye. Love you all. Take care.